Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most thought-provoking books on personal finance, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. In the next 60 minutes, we'll explore powerful lessons about wealth, greed, happiness, and how your behavior shapes your financial success more than your knowledge. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's begin this eye-opening journey. People make financial decisions based on their unique life experiences. A person who grew up during a recession will think about risk differently from someone raised in economic prosperity. No one's crazy, they just see the world differently. Story: consider two investors, one who lost everything in 2008 and one who started investing in 2011. Their mindsets about risk couldn't be more different, and both are justified. Financial success is not purely the result of hard work, it's also about timing, luck, and risk. Bill Gates became who he is partly because he attended one of the only high schools in the world that had a computer in 1968. Lesson: be careful when judging success or failure. Avoid copying outliers, learn principles, not specifics. The pursuit of more can lead to ruin. Think of people who already had millions but still committed fraud to earn more. Lesson: know what enough means to you. Quote: the hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Warren Buffett's secret is time. He started investing at 10 and continued into his 90s. Lesson: compound interest is a superpower, but only if you give it time. Example: $81. $5 billion of Buffett's $84. $5 billion net worth came after his 65th birthday. Getting rich requires risk-taking, but staying rich requires humility and paranoia. Lesson: protect your downside, avoid ruin. Wealth preservation often comes from avoiding stupid mistakes more than taking big bets. A small number of events or decisions often account for the majority of outcomes. In investing, most returns come from a few big winners. Lesson: you don't need to be right all the time, just when it counts. The ultimate form of wealth is the ability to control your time. More than cars or luxury, having freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want is real wealth. You don't need to be perfectly rational, just reasonable. We often make money decisions based on feelings, not spreadsheets. Lesson: accept that your emotions will play a role in your financial life and plan around them. People invest with different goals and time frames. What works for one person might be terrible for another. Story: the stock market often looks irrational because it reflects millions of different strategies. Real wealth is hidden. Money saved and invested, not flaunted. Just because someone drives a fancy car doesn't mean they're rich, it might mean they spent their wealth. Lesson: don't be fooled by appearances. Saving gives you options, flexibility, and security. You don't need a specific reason to save, just save. It's a cushion against life's uncertainties. Investing isn't one size fits all. Day traders, pension funds, and retirees have completely different strategies. Don't copy others blindly. Negativity sounds smarter than optimism, but over time, the world improves. Don't let scary headlines dictate your investment strategy. Long-term growth is powered by innovation and resilience. The Psychology of Money teaches us that managing money isn't about intelligence. It's about behavior. Patience, humility, and emotional control matter more than spreadsheets and predictions. Let this be your reminder. True wealth is peace of mind, control of your time, and the ability to sleep well at night. Personal experiences shape financial decisions. Luck, risk, and the stories we never hear. The danger of never enough compounding. The secret sauce of wealth. Story examples: Warren Buffett, lottery winners, financial crash survivors. Getting rich versus staying rich. Tales drive results. Power laws in finance. The real meaning of financial freedom. Why reasonable decisions beat rational ones. Emotional and psychological biases in saving stories. Lehman Brothers fall, post-retirement regrets. Hidden wealth versus displayed wealth. Why people save. The diversity of financial goals. The trap of copying others' strategies. The power of margin of safety. Interviews and quotes. Charlie Munger, Naval Ravikant, Jack Bogle. Pessimism versus optimism in investing. Why history is hard to learn from. The fallacy of narratives. Handling volatility. Fear, greed, and media influence. Real-life story. .com bubble survivor. Gen Z versus boomers mindset. Defining your own enough. Creating long-term financial habits. Reflection: how will your future self judge your money behavior? Key takeaways and final life advice. Closing thoughts on living richly. Not just getting rich. What if I told you that financial success is not about how smart you are, but how patient, humble, and emotionally aware you are? Welcome to The Psychology of Money, a book that doesn't teach you how to get rich quickly, but how to build wealth quietly. In this deep dive, we're going beyond surface lessons into human behavior, stories, emotions, and the timeless truths of money. Imagine two people. One grew up during the 2008 financial crisis. The other was raised in the booming tech age. Both approach money completely differently. Who's right? Both. Morgan Housel begins the book by reminding us, no one's crazy. Everyone makes decisions based on their experiences. Take Grace, who watched her parents lose everything during the crash. She keeps her money in savings and fears the stock market. Then there's Ray, a tech startup founder who saw his friends make millions by risking it all. His motto, go big or go home. We need to stop judging others' financial choices and start understanding the background behind them. Let's talk about two forces that shape every financial life: luck and risk. They are invisible but everywhere. Story of Bill Gates. In 1968, Lakeside School was one of the few in the world with a computer. Guess who studied there? Bill Gates. Talent, yes, but also outrageous luck. And then there's Ken Evans, Gates' best friend, even smarter. He died in a climbing accident before graduation. A life full of potential cut short. When you see a success story, ask, what part was skill, what part was luck? And when someone fails, remember a risk is always in the shadows. How much money is enough? For some, it's $1 million. For others, not even $1 billion will do. Consider Raja Gupta, a man who rose from poverty to become CEO of McKinsey, worth over $100 million. But he wanted more. He got involved in insider trading, lost everything. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Lesson: enough is a decision, not a number. Why is Warren Buffett so rich? Is it because he's the greatest investor? Yes, but also because he started at age 10 and never stopped. Buffett's $84, $5 billion net worth? Over $81. $5 billion came after he turned 65. Contrast this with Jim, a brilliant investor who only invested for 20 years. His returns were similar to Buffett's, but he retired early and his wealth plateaued. Time is your most valuable asset. Compound interest is a force of nature. Let it work. Be patient. Would you like me to continue with the full script for part 2? 30:00, 60:00. Now? I can keep building it out segment by segment or give you the whole script in one go. What separates the rich from the poor? Intelligence? Education? A high-paying job? According to Morgan Housel in The Psychology of Money, the answer is much simpler and much more powerful. It's behavior. Today, we explore why being good with money isn't about being smart. It's about understanding how emotions, history, and human psychology shape every decision. This isn't just a summary, it's a transformation. Let's begin. Everyone makes financial decisions based on their own experiences. That's why a farmer in India, a banker in New York, and a student in Nigeria all treat money differently. Someone born in 1970s inflation hit America may avoid debt like the plague, but someone born in the 1990s might see debt as a tool to build wealth. No one's crazy. They're just reacting to what life has taught them. Two brothers, same work ethic. One becomes a billionaire. The other struggles. Why? Luck. Bill Gates went to one of the only high schools in the U. With a computer. His friend Ken Evans, equally brilliant, died in a mountain climbing accident. Never judge someone solely by outcome. Life isn't fair. Success and failure often hinge on luck or risk. Two sides of the same invisible coin. Wealth without contentment is just greed. Rajat Gupta, a respected business icon worth over $100 million, threw it all away in an insider trading scandal. Why? He wanted to be a billionaire. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Knowing when you have enough is the true measure of wealth. Warren Buffett is not just a great investor. He's a longtime investor. $81. $5 billion of his $84. $5 billion fortune came after his 65th birthday. Time is your most powerful investing tool. The earlier you start, the bigger your results. Not by being brilliant, but by being consistent. Getting rich requires boldness. Staying rich requires humility. To build wealth, take risks. To preserve it, be paranoid. Never assume past success guarantees future safety. Good investing is not necessarily about making good decisions. It's about consistently not screwing up. In life and investing, a few big wins make all the difference. Most of Warren Buffett's portfolio is driven by a handful of winning stocks. 1 or 2 decisions made him the richest investor alive. You don't need to be right often. You just need to be right at the right time. The ultimate goal of money isn't stuff, it's freedom. Would you rather have a Ferrari or free time with your family? True wealth is having control over your time, your choices, and your life. Money can buy happiness, but only if you use it to gain independence. You don't need to be a math genius to win with money. You just need to be reasonable. Paying off a low-interest mortgage early isn't rational, but it's reasonable if it helps you sleep better. Behavior beats spreadsheets. Your peace of mind is more important than perfect financial logic. We often confuse wealth with flashy displays of success, but true wealth is invisible. A man driving a Lamborghini may have no savings. Meanwhile, his quiet neighbor could be a millionaire. Spending is the opposite of wealth. The more you show off, the less you likely have. Why save money? Not just for a goal. Save for freedom. Savings without a spending goal gives you options, flexibility, and peace of mind. Save even when you don't need to. It's your financial defense system against life's surprises. Bad news grabs attention, but optimism builds the world. Every financial crash is followed by a recovery, but fear sells faster than hope. Stay grounded. Long-term progress beats short-term panic. So what have we learned? Wealth is behavior, not IQ. Be humble in success and cautious in ambition. Save more than you think. Start early and stay consistent. And above all,